This video today is for those of you who maybe are intimidated or just totally unfamiliar, who would be really satisfied making both a delicious and a beautiful challah for Rosh Hashanah. I am so excited to be doing my first in a series of High Holidays videos for you this season. I have done Rosh Hashanah in the past and I will link those videos up for you down below. Rosh Hashanah lunch boxes, Rosh Hashanah play dates, but today we are talking about challah. And not only am I sharing an amazing challah recipe with you that I learned from my friend Mandylicious Challah over on Instagram, but I am sharing my braiding techniques to make your challah a delicious round challah for Rosh Hashanah. If you have not made challah before, do not worry. Challah is not genetically embedded in Jews. You can learn this, and I am proof. I have been making mediocre challahs, or really no challah, for many years, and I've recently been trying my hand at it, and I've tested several recipes. This is the recipe, you guys. I made 2 gorgeous challah last week as a trial, and so I wanted to remake that recipe with you today to share both Mandylicious Challah's recipe as well as the braiding techniques that are not hard. Don't be afraid. I'm gonna show you how to do it here. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this by hand. You don't need any equipment, no bread maker needed. Just a couple notes about setup. Mandylicious Challah is the amazing mensch of a woman who shared this recipe with me and is happy for her recipe to be shared. A few things that make her recipe different from those unsuccessful ones that I've tried in the past. One is I use bread flour. Bread flour, you guys, is critical to making that great strand and pull apart feeling for this challah. I am using 4 egg yolks for 1 batch of dough that makes 2 challahs. 4 egg yolks rather than a whole egg, I think, makes this a richer dough. Instant yeast is what's called for, and you're gonna use a little bit more than 1 packet. The last thing about baking this, and I'll show you at the end, is that I put these into a cute little pie pan, and I find that the pie pan is a really convenient baking vehicle for a round challah. This recipe is designed to go into a bread maker, so you can use a bread maker, you can use a hook on your KitchenAid. I have my flour here, and I'm gonna leave the recipe down below, so don't worry about measurements while we're talking about it. But I have a bowl with bread flour, I have egg yolks, salt, yeast, regular table sugar, oil and water, and this is for later for my egg wash. I'm gonna stick it all in the bowl right now, mix it with my bare hands, and then I'm gonna be kneading this for 5 minutes or a little bit longer and setting it aside for 90 minutes to rise. Let's get started. Our challah dough has been resting in a nice out-of-the-way warm place. And how's it looking? Ooh, it smells good, it looks good. So 90 minutes rise. Yummy. If you needed to hit pause on this recipe, you can actually refrigerate this dough and then come back to it. So just read the instructions on your yeast. It's pretty flexible. Yeast. We're gonna flour our surface, and I'm gonna use a sharp knife to cut this ball of dough into 2 balls, and then we're gonna show you our first forming technique for a round challah. So let me get the surface ready, and then my assistant here, she's getting her hands in the raisins. And we'll show you how it's done. Set this aside. Okay, should we put raisins in this one? I found that putting raisins on the rolled out challah, the raisins that were exposed on the outside got burnt, so better to embed them in your dough. So then roll 1 long snake and then hand it to your 5-year-old, okay? You're in charge with this long snake. Be careful that this snake doesn't bite you, right? Okay, do you want to tell them what you're gonna do?
Make a snaky.
we're gonna coil the snake. Go for it. That was easy. I have greased a pie pan. Here it is. Do you want to put your little snaky in there? I'm going to tuck my end under just so it doesn't uncoil. This is going to sit and rise for another 20 minutes or so and then go into a 350-degree oven. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the 4-strand braided round challah technique. I bet the 5-year-old can. Okay, we're gonna set the snake out of the way. So this is the simplest method. For my 4-strand challah, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut my other half of the dough into 4 pieces. We're gonna make 4 snakes. Okay, I find that when I have a helper, it's good to have them help after you've rolled your long piece, because if your pieces are not a consistent size, you can run into problems. For consistency's sake, I will be the roller, or maybe a good helper who's experienced at baking can do this, but consistency helps. So try to get your pieces obviously the same volume of dough and the same length. Now we're gonna do a tic-tac-toe arrangement. So I have 2 pieces. I'm gonna take my other 2 pieces and do an over-under and over and under. And now you're gonna help mommy. You're gonna crisscross going in one direction, then you're gonna crisscross going back in the other direction, then you tuck your ends and go under. So sweetie, put this one like crossing legs. Okay, put this one over that one. I'm gonna help you out. You stretch it a little as you go. Okay, I'm gonna hold it put. Now do the same with this one. Cross it over. Excellent. So we're doing the clockwise crisscross over. Great. And the last crisscross over. No, we go just still clockwise. Good. Okay. Now we're going to merge the strands. So this was the last one. I'm going to come back over it. Come back over it. Now we're going to go counterclockwise, back over, and this one goes over that one. And you have to kind of pinch and tuck under. Pinch and tuck under. Okay, and then hold it up in the air and say, I'm so proud. Even if you make a mistake, it's still really beautiful. And again, this is going to sit and rise for 20 to 30 minutes and then go in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes with an egg wash on it. This recipe is so good, you guys, and it makes 2 challahs, so it's a reasonable quantity, and you can form it into any shape that you like. So you can use this year-round and make a traditional braided challah, 2 braided challahs as it were. So you are good to go with this recipe. I have heard Jewish people confide in me, by the way, that they make beautiful challahs that don't taste good, so just don't do that. Make this challah. It is truly delicious. If you're new to challah, I hope that this video has given you some instructions and a great recipe to work with. Rosh Hashanah is a wonderful time to try new things, and it is especially rewarding to bake something and have it turn out delicious. That's really my hope for you. I hope that you and your family have a very sweet, healthy, and happy new year. Please like this video if you liked it, and hit the subscribe button to see other content that I'm producing for you year-round, including more high holidays content coming at you soon. Be well.